So this is the week when the number of those who've lost their lives to COVID-19 has passed 100,000. It's so hard to think of all those grieving families, missing parents, aunties and uncles, grandparents, friends. The impact of the virus principally, though not exclusively of course, on the senior generations. And yet, at the same time, this is the week when the number of those receiving their first vaccine reaches 7.5 million, halfway to the government's target of 15 million by mid-February. Even the statistics encourage us into a roller coaster of feelings. Is this good news, bad news, or both at once? In thinking about this, the old story of Pandora's box came back to me. The box, so the tale goes, was given to a girl named Pandora with strict instructions that she was to keep it tightly shut and not under any circumstances to look inside. So guess what she did next? Her curiosity got the better of her. She opened the lid and all the world's troubles came flying out, never to be recaptured. She slammed the lid shut and the only thing left right at the bottom was hope. It seems to me that hope is closely allied to trouble. If life is going well and we have everything we need, maybe even everything we could wish for, then we do not need hope, for what is there to hope for? It's when we have to face up to life's troubles that we need hope. Hope that things will change for the better. This is how poet Emily Dickinson put it. Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all, and sweetest in the gale is heard. And sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. But hope needs to be grounded in realism. Pie-in-the-sky wishful thinking is no good to anyone, unless as a short-lived escape from trouble. So with the development of the vaccines, there is realistic hope that there will be a way through the trouble we are in at the moment. And the pernicious anti-vaccine campaign denies this to people. To my mind, the vaccines are a gift from God, passed to us through the skill and sheer hard work of the scientists and all those involved in their production and delivery. When we put hope in the fruits of human creativity, we are also putting our hope in God, who stands behind all this as creator. And when we trust God to change life for the better, when we put our hope in God, then we can expect to find that creative presence at work in all sorts of places, if we're alert enough to notice. This week, we received a request in the circuit from a school associated with one of our churches for support for a family who had lost their home in the floods. We were glad to be able to assist from the Circuit Benevolent Fund. Then it emerged that there were 2 more families in the same position, but the Circuit Benevolent Fund is not bottomless. And the very same day, one of our staff took a phone call from a Methodist church down south who had held a collection for victims of the floods in Manchester. And the sum they have given has enabled us to give exactly the same amount to the other 2 families as we did for the first. To draw this together, some words from Psalm 33. Our soul waits for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. Our heart is glad in him because we trust in his holy name. Let your steadfast love, O Lord, be upon us, even as we hope in you. Amen.